Today's lecture will be different than the regular lecture. Our student of our college will guide you regarding the AI, how to generate AI, how to build the AI, how he built it the AI by his own, and which tools he used, and the preparation for the placement for the AI. Regarding all these things, he will guide you. So the session will be very much important for you all, and you can ask the question if any post the completion of the session. Atharva, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Yeah.
Okay.
So shall we start?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Um, okay, great. So, hey everyone. Let me first introduce myself. I'm Atharva Solanke. I'm currently in my final year, and I'm in computer department, and I'm doing my internship at NICE Systems Limited, which is a Pune-based company, which like works on let's say customer experience, whenever you call, let's say, Geo helpline or Disney Hotstar helpline or any major helpline out there. We are the ones who are recording the calls, and we are training the agents to give proper responses. So what we are planning to do is, what our mission is, that we want to uh, make all of the calls agentic ones. So you won't be speaking to any humans out there. You'll be speaking to agents, and once your query is not resolved, then only we'll be transferring that call to humans. So that is what we are working on. And I also have the full-time offer with them, and currently I'm working on this AI related stuff out there. So I was hired as a full stack developer, but I'm more focused towards building agents, workflows, AI tools, which would benefit the company, as well as which can also be shipped outdoors. So yeah, let me just share my screen. So and whenever you feel that I'm going too fast, please interrupt me and let me know, because I have
Okay.
that yeah, I have that habit of going into the flow. I'll just record the entire screen.
Atharva, is there any issue? Am I audible? Okay. Let me announce one thing, that post this session there will be the test. I will share the MCQs to you soon after this session, and you all are expected to answer the MCQs. I will share you the link once done. Okay. Atharva, are you there? Currently, Atharva is working on the AI generation, and that's why he is guiding you regarding the placement preparations and the development or the modules he referred for his development and the stepwise things. Atharva, are you there? Atharva? Okay, let me connect with him.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes. Your screen is
Yeah, great,
visible.
great. Yeah. So let's start with the session. So this PPT is just a formality kind of thing. Just for that to remember the topics which I'm going to share with you guys. So yeah. So the motive is to give you an idea what agentic AI is and how you can be an engineer rather than being just a coder. So earlier, what we used to be that we used to be coders, we used to code things, but now it's completely different, right? So you have to be an engineer rather than being a coder. So let's start it. So this is the agenda for today's meet. So let's start with the introduction. So let's see the history of what's been going on. I'll just wrap it quickly and take you to the implementation part. So uh, earlier, before 4 to 5 years, when I was just joining college, what the trend was that we used to do manual coding, right? We used to search Stack Overflow, we used to search Google, and if you have any bugs, we used to find every directory and try to solve it. So that was manual coding, which is completely dead now. Then, when I was in my first and second year, we had ChatGPT launched in December 2022, I guess, and then was the era of generative AI. So in generative AI, what you did was you used to enter a prompt or you used to enter a bug or anything. You used to ask the AI, and the AI would generate a code or which used to fix your code. But what you have to do was you had to manually take the snippet out of there and you have to implement it in your code base. So that was kind of hectic and it used to hallucinate a lot. So from the past 1 year, what is trending is now agentic AI. We are currently into the agentic AI era, where the AI is directly embedded into your systems. So you don't have to go to ChatGPT. You don't have to put like I have this bug and I have to solve this. Then you have to copy the snippet and paste it in your local system. Agents are pre-installed in your devices. You can just directly run the agents, and the agents will do the task for you. So today we'll discuss on this agentic AI part, and maybe after 3 to 4 years, we'll be completely moving into the AI teams part, where you'll be doing nothing. You'll be just a supervisor, and there will be AI teams who will be doing everything that you require of them. But currently, in other companies as well as in my company, we are in this agentic era, and we are trying to transition into this complete team kind of orchestration AI part. So yeah, uh, AI first development. So you may have heard everything about AI, and every seminar you attend, every meeting you attend, every release you attend. Let's say you attended an Apple release, any new device release, you always hear one thing, that is AI. So it is deeply rooted into the current systems, the modern systems, that we have to use AI to develop anything, and it not only helps us to develop things faster, but it also helps us to ship things in a more production ready environment. So now you already know about generative AI. I think you guys have used generative AI in most of your tasks for doing college stuff, for doing assignments, and for also creating projects and all. You have created generative AI. Also, many of you guys must have gone through anti-gravity, and there are many other tools which would create projects for you. So even that's kind of generative AI kind of stuff, but those are like mostly towards vibe coding. So I'll show you the difference between what is vibe coding and what is agentic development. So first, first of all, to understand agents, what you have to do is you have to understand what is the difference between agents and vibe coding. So whenever you are creating any projects in college, what I used to do and what I think most of you do is that you go to anti-gravity, you go to any other tools such as Vercel or Bolt or Replit, and you try to instruct him that, okay, I need to create this project and please create a project for me. Then the particular tool, they used to create a project for you. Then you used to download the zip or you used to deploy it and you used to showcase it, right? But if you wanted to make any simple change, you would instruct the LLM to do so, and he used to change the entire system, right? For a particular change, it used to hallucinate a lot. So what we follow in our companies is that we follow the agentic developments, we create agents, and we create orchestrators that will do the task for us. So instead of telling the LLMs that create a complete project for me, we instruct them to create particular subtask, and we instruct him to do the particular task rather than the complete project, and we monitor them, right? So this is a very funny image or most relatable image that I found on Reddit. So it's like there are various AI agents, and there is one supervisor who is instructing each one of them to work simultaneously, right? So this process, this simple photo, in agentic terms, we call it agent orchestration. So what it does is there are different agents, there are different tools, and these tools are orchestrated into one tool, and the supervisor is having a look at it. So the words orchestration and all that may seem hard for you to grasp at the first moment, but I'll take you towards that also. So let's understand what is agents. So um, agents are the AI that can take actions. It's that simple. ChatGPT can't take actions, right? You have to take actions on behalf of ChatGPT. Wherever ChatGPT gives you code, you have to copy the code and you have to paste it into your own compiler, right? But agents are something that can take actions, that can make changes to your system, that can even delete your system, that can delete the complete database and every kind of thing. So they have the access, right? Uh, Agents are built on LLMs that perceives the input, it plans the task, and it calls different tools. So the examples of agents are Cloud Code, Codex, Copilot, and so on. I think most of you guys have used Copilot. I'll just show you the implementation for this agents part, but let's understand it first. So Copilot is pre-built with VS Code. It's an extension, and most of the guys have used it. But there are very few guys who have used agents for development. And agents is such a powerful tool for beginners who can leverage it and uh, who can get their tasks done more effectively and without getting frustrated. So when I was in college in my second or third year, I used to remember that whenever I used to tell AI that do this task, it used to hallucinate and it used to do something completely different. And tomorrow, let's say day after tomorrow, I have my project presentation and I have to do the same thing in my head, right? Most of us do. But that used to cause mishaps, right? Because AI used to hallucinate, and we didn't have the idea of agents or orchestration back then, and it used to cause issues. And I think most of you guys are facing the issues right now too. So let's see how we implement agents. But first, how is agent different than vibe coding? We have just seen it. Vibe coding is like completely uh, vibing out. That would be a better term. You are just completely out of context. You tell AI to do everything. AI does it. If you don't like it, you say AI to change it. AI changes it. But the complete context is gone out of sight. So let's see how to use agents rather than just doing vibe coding. So this is my project repo. This is the project that I have shown in many interviews, and it's like a basic chat application. But this chat application is more likely a Telegram kind of thing, where you are anonymous, no one can track you. But in my application, what is done is we don't store any data or any kind of stuff. So whenever you send a message to someone, whenever the user sees the message is also deleted, the trace ID is also deleted, and no one can see what you have sent or what you have communicated, right? So this was the project that I've shown. It is the backend of this. The front end was developed in React, I guess. The backend is in Node.js, if you can see, and I have Dockerized this application. So now, what most of us do is we directly open. the chat in Copilot, and we just say that make this particular changes and all, right? But we are not using any AI or sorry, we are not using any agents or um, any generative tool, agentic tool to develop it, which causes which does not have any context. So first of all, we have to understand what is context. Context is the memory that agent has in it. So you know what you have to do, right? You know that you have to submit the project by tomorrow. You know what are the requirements, and you know what the teachers will expect, right? But the agent doesn't have any idea regarding it. So the agent will develop anything that is out of scope, but you have to again tell him that no, this is out of scope and all that stuff. What if we create an agent that will have all this context, and he'll only develop uh, considering that context? So let's take an example of this agent over here. This is a simple README generator agent. What it does is it creates a README file and it gives the complete analysis of what is the project and how it is implemented. So I have given him complete context, like what I have to save, what not to save, then what are the requests. So I'll fit in what is needed for my project, and he will deliver it for me. So let's see how to use agents, or particularly how to create agents. So the most popular way of using and creating agents is using Cloud Code. But the thing is that Cloud Code is not free for everyone. Only if you are associated with any organization, then and then only you are able to use Cloud Code for free, right? So there are ways with from where you can use Cloud Code for free. So the one way is that using Olama for it. So what is Olama? Olama provides you with models. Uh, most proper word would be offline models, which you can use in your local device to run Claude. So we are using Claude Code as an UI, and in that UI, we will be using Olama models, which are already pre-installed in our devices. Okay. So what we are doing over here, in if you see in Copilot, what we have is we have different models, right? We have the GPT 4.1, we have GPT 4.0, and all that kind of stuff. But these models are deployed on the cloud. So whenever you use them, you can see that the context window is reserved, right? So after every use, you get a bill, and the tokens are expired, right? So we don't want it. We want to use it unlimited number of times. So what we can do is we can download the models in our system, and then we can use it. So let's see what are the steps for it. So first of all, you have to go to the Olama website and you have to download Olama. It's really basic kind of things. You just go to Olama, you click on download, and it will be downloaded. Then in terminal, you have to paste this command. What this command does is it installs Claude into your device, but we are not going to use Claude for models. Claude has its particular models, if you know, Sonnet, and uh, there are various models of Claude, but which we are not going to use. We are going to use our own models using Olama. So Olama is our model provider. Claude is mostly for the UI part. We'll be using Docker Desktop for MCPs. I'll tell you what MCPs are later on, and then we'll install some other tools like Codex and GitHub Copilot, whichever are necessary. So let's see. And after all this setup is installed, we'll just run Olama launch Cloud, and we can use the agents. And this is the reference video which you can use. I'll just share the screen. I'll just share the PPT with you guys so you can use it properly. So if I go to VS Code, I have the setup done. I'll just open a new terminal. And in that new terminal, I'll enter Olama launch Claude. Okay. So it is asking me models. So I'm not launching Claude directly. I'm launching Claude using Olama. So I'm telling that, hey, Claude, you are just an UI and you'll be using the models of Olama. So these are the models of Olama that Olama is providing to us. There are more than 50, 60 models which we can use, but these are the most popular and recommended models. So the model which I would recommend you to use is the Quen 3.5, which is more kind of a helper model rather than a complete doer model. Uh, at your stage, when you are learning things and when you are developing projects side by side, this model is perfect because it also gives you the reasoning behind what it did. So for us, we have different models which are really high performance ones, which are provided by the company, but that models don't provide reasoning that well. It only does the task, and reasoning is expected from us that we are the ones who will be reasoning it. But for you guys, when you are learning, you need a proper reasoning, right? So we'll be using this model. This model takes around 6 to 7 gigabytes of your RAM. So you have to take care of it that your system supports it. My Mac supports still around 20-25 gigabytes of models. So I think this is fine for me. You press enter and Cloud Code is launched in your local terminal. So if you see, there are various things you can do with Claude. There are agents you can create. There are MCPs which you can access, and then there are various things you can do. You can uh, use Chrome. You can just uh, compact the conversation. You can do various things, but I won't be putting much burden on you guys for the first time. So this Cloud CLI can be pretty hard to understand at the very beginning, as you guys are not used to using CLIs. Some of you guys who are working on Linux might find it much easier because Linux has nothing called UI in its. Um, so yeah, what we'll do is we'll create agents using Cloud, and we'll be using the agents using Copilot. So it will be easier for you to see the actual results in the UI rather than seeing it in the terminal. Okay. So if I say /agents and I'll press enter, I'll see that there are various agents that I have created. These are the project agents which I have created myself, which the readme generator I have just shown you. And these are the built-in agents which Cloud provides us, right? So if I want to create a new agent, I just click on create new agent. I want to create the agent for my project. I'll generate with Cloud. And let's say I want to create an agent that will analyze the complexity of my project and will suggest me changes. So I'll just hit enter and it is generating an agent from the description. After this, what it does is it creates a .md file, which will be nothing but your agent. And wherein if you want to add some rules, you can just tell Cloud to change this agent and add some rules and all that kind of things. So it takes a bit of time because it is running on my PC, and uh, yeah, let's wait for it to happen. And in the meantime, I can just show you how to use agents in Copilot. That would be much helpful for you rather than this Cloud Code. So in Copilot, if I want to create a .readme file for this project, if you see for this project, I don't have a .readme file, right? So if I directly tell this agent rather than using the regular mode, so this ask mode is the mode which is used regularly. So if I just tell him that create a readme file for this project, it will only have the access to the project and it will create a readme accordingly. But it won't be having the rules which we have defined to create a readme. Everyone has a different rule. Every company has a different rule. Every organization have different rules, what to save, what not to save. And for these agents are really helpful. So what we do is instead of this ask mode, we have three different modes. We have the agent mode, we have the ask mode, and we have the plan mode. This ask mode was the first mode which was introduced. The plan was the second mode, which was introduced like I think a year ago. And this agent mode is the latest mode which is introduced. So whenever you do any task, which I also used to follow, that I used to already directly ask him that please do this thing for me, and it used to do the things for me. But the more optimized way is that first you use the plan mode, you plan the things out, and after you plan the things out, then you use the agent to implement it. So for the planning part, I'll just skip the planning part because for creating the README file, I don't think there is planning needed at all. So I'll just click on agent, and now we are in the agent mode, right? And now we can click on the agents that are present to us. So I have created this project reviewer as well as the readme generator agents. So I'll use this readme generator agent to do the task for me. and I'll just hit enter. So now it is using the readme generator agent to create the readme file. This is just a simple example so that you guys don't feel overburdened, because you can do various things. In this agent section, if you see my company laptop, I have more than 20-30 agents which are working in sync. I have the planner agent for development, I have an agent for testing, and each and every agents are working in sync to complete the task. So now if you see in Claude, when we were creating agents, it is asking the permissions. So I want to give him every permission. I'll just hit on continue. The model which Claude wants to use is that the Sonnet, Opus, and Haiku. These three models are the models which are provided by Claude. If you click on any of these three models, you'll be charged accordingly, because these models are not free to use unless until you are a part of any organization. So what we'll do is we want to use the Olama models, which are free models and which are on our PC, right? So we will inherit from parent, and I'll just enter. The color should be, let's say, purple, and the scope should be, now this is the most important part, the agent memory. If you have seen, this agent memory is the latest thing that is available on Claude as well as any agentic AI platform. Um, Whenever you're doing any task, the agent will find some bugs, or there will be some things that the agent won't be able to do. So the agent will store everything into its brain, and it will make sure that from the next time it will not do the same mistake. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll use for the project scope only for this project. Now it has created an agent, and I'll just review the agent. Okay, this is the agent. It will be using this model, and this is the system prompt. If I like it, I'll just enter, and the agent is created for me. So if you can see, this complexity analyzer is the agent that is created for us, and they have added a few things by. It is added a few things by itself, like we have to access the code complexity, we have to identify the technical debt and all that stuff. If you want to add any extra things, you can just tell Claude to add the things. You enter escape. And if you want to use this agent, you can just use @ complexity analyzer, and you can just tell him to analyze this complexity and all that stuff. But if you are at the very start of using this agentic AI kind of stuff, I would recommend you to use Copilot, because as you can see, it has a better UI, and you just have to click stuff right here, right? You don't have to uh, use the codes, like you don't have to put /agent to create an agent and all that kind of stuff. You just use the CLI for it. You just use the UI for it. So I'll close Cloud Code for now. I'll be just using the Copilot. So now if you see, it has created a README file with all the instructions that I've told him. So it has all the functionalities of my application and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to create such an agent that we created in Cloud Code, but if you want to create it without CLI, and if you want to use it in Copilot, what you can do is you can just click over here, configure custom agents, and you can create a custom agent, or you can just generate an agent directly using AI. So this is the command for it. So create an agent that will, let's say, refactor, or that will migrate the MongoDB database to an to a SQL database. Now this migration is really important task, and we don't want this task to be done by random AI. So we want to create an agent for it, and we want to monitor the agent. I'll just hit enter, and it will create an agent for me. Right. So now it is asking me some questions. So let's say I want to use PostgreSQL, and Let's select anything. Yeah. Now it will create a specific agent for the particular task. So there you go. The DB migration agent. It has created an agent for a particular task. So whenever you're working on any project, you don't randomly sit one day before the project submission and you go to anti-gravity or any AI agent, AI tool out there, and you tell him to uh, create a project for me. What you can do is you can create various agents, one for the database, one for the front end, one for the back end, and you can instruct him to do the same for you. It will be much helpful for your understanding as well, and the project will also be very systematic one. So this was the agent part. This is probably the most basic thing that companies are doing out there. But for any college undergrad, it's a big thing right now because uh, I don't think most of the guys are using agents for project creation. So if you learn these things, if you learn these skills in your college itself, then it would be really helpful for you to progress forward. And even when I was giving my interviews, I was asked this question regarding the agents and stuff that have I used any agents or have I used any MCPs? Uh, I don't think most of you guys know what is the meaning of MCP, but these were the questions that were asked to me during my interviews. And fortunately, I knew all this stuff. I had worked on this, so it was really helpful for me. Um, so coming to the next point, what is MCP? So if you see, what we were doing were we were just using the LLM, right? We were doing using the LLM to make file changes. But what if you want to make changes to a documentation that is present over the internet? Let's say, let's say if you know Confluence, Confluence is something where companies store the documentation part for other developers to have a look. So using these MCPs, we can change or we can use tools that are out of the system, and we can also make changes to that tools. So there are many MCPs supported. I'll just show you the MCPs. So if you want to understand what an MCP is, it is simple, but it connects AI to the real tools. So LLM is connected to the real tools via MCP, which is a model context protocol. Context, I think everyone knows what is context, a memory which tells him what is expected and what he has to store. So let's see what are MCPs and how they're configured. So to configure MCPs, you have two ways. You can configure it locally or you can use Docker for it. Most guys out there use Docker because it has a UI and you can easily make changes. So if I just navigate to Docker, go to the dashboard, I have my Docker running. So this is the basic UI. When you go to MCP toolkit, first of all, you have to install Docker. I have the steps listed down there. I'll just show you. So you have to open Docker. You have to start the engine, and then you have to go to MCP toolkit. When you go to MCP toolkit, you have a catalog and you have clients. These two things are the most important things. First of all, what is catalog? Catalog is the MCPs that are present, which you can use. So this the most popular MCP that almost everyone use is that context 7. Context 7 helps the agent to have more context, and he can search over the internet using this MCP. So this MCP, as you can see, I have added over. I had more than 5-10 MCPs, but I have just removed them for the sake of understanding. So the another most common MCP is Git. So what you can do is, if you want to see what the commit history or what is the history of the project, you have to do it manually, right? But using MCPs, we can do it using the AI. So let's see if I want to add any particular MCP. Let's say I'm using Playwright. Playwright is used for mostly testing kind of things. So now Playwright is added into my MCP, and my AI, my local AI, can use Playwright to do the particular task. But the thing is, how Docker is connected to the models. To connect Docker, to connect the MCPs, which are connected to Docker, to the model, what we have to do is we have to go to clients, and in clients, I'll just first disconnect it. Yeah, in clients, this is the interface that we'll get. So I want to use MCPs for my Cloud Code. I'll just connect Cloud Code with it. So this steps enables my Cloud Code to use MCPs. And if you want to use MCPs with uh, GitHub Copilot, so GitHub Copilot is an extension for VS Code, right? So you have to connect VS Code for the same. It's that easy. Um, I won't be able to show you the exact working of MCPs because it takes time for MCPs to load and to make changes, and I don't think we have much time left with us. But yeah, MCPs are really helpful. But you can move to MCPs later on when you have explored agentic AI to the fullest. So let's understand it in a simple flow. You are an user. If you want to fix the login bug, you tell the AI agent. This is the AI agent that we are using, right? This DB migration agent, this is the AI agent. So you tell this AI agent to fix this login bug. This AI agent will go to MCP. The MCP will call GitHub or AWS or any kind of tool which you need to use. It will check GitHub. It will check if what commit has caused this bug, and it will return everything to the agent, and the agent will solve the bug, and it will inform you regarding the same. So this is the simple flow of the working. MCP is nothing but it is used to use external tools like GitHub and AWS. Now, what is agentic workflows and agent teams? So if you have seen, I have created, four different agents which are working independently, right? These agents are not working together. So if I want to create three agents, front end, back end, and database, so if these three agents, I need these agents to work together, then I can use agent workflows or agent teams. So this agent teams is, I think it's mostly beta because the performance is not yet optimized for these agent teams. But these agentic workflows are something that most of us are using out there. So what you do is there is a main agent which will manage the workflow. Then it will create a task list, and this task list has different agents assigned to it. One for the front end, one for the back end, and one for the database. And this task list is managed by the main agent, which is the team leader. So the team leader will see the task and it will assign the task to the particular agents. So you'll be just a spectator who will be watching the agents do the thing, and you'll be informing the agent team lead to perform everything. So in a simple meaning, workflow is executed by AI agents, and AI doesn't just follow steps; it decides the steps for you rather than following the steps. And agent team is a multi-agent system wherein multiple AI agents are working together. So it is more kind of a skill. The workflow is more kind of a skill, and the agent team is a team basically. AI tools. Now, if you have seen on Instagram or if you have seen on YouTube, there are guys who are doing freelancing using AI tools. Uh, these guys are creating AI tools and selling the AI tools to third-party companies and earning money out of it. Right. I myself have created various AI tools, and two of them I have sold these AI tools to other companies. So this is a really good way of creating AI tools and doing your own gigs rather than depending on payroll and stuff. So you can also explore this thing. What you have to do is you just go to the agents. You just go to the agent. You you think of a creative idea, you tell the agent to create a workflow or any agent team, and this agent team will create a tool for you. Just the thing is that the tool should be unique, and if your idea is unique, you can just create an agent tool in 4 to 5 hours, and you can sell it for more than $500 $600 out there. So that's too much for just 4 to 5 hours. but your idea should be unique.
याच
So
वर्षी पुरस्कार काढण्यात होतो
if,
दिंडीत
if I
पण
take an example,
सांगायला गेलं
I have been creating and presenting this AI tools to the senior authorities of my company. So I have presented some of my AI tools to the vice president, the directors of our company, and they it's very fascinating for them too that an undergrad is doing this kind of stuff. So if you want to have that particular leverage, if you join any internship or any company, then I think you can just start from now. For the industry usage, as I already told you, you are using anti-gravity, you're using Bolt, and you're using Vercel for creating projects. But in industry, we don't use this kind of stuff. We create agents, we create orchestration, we create workflows, and then and then only we implement it. We can't give the complete company information to any random tool out there. And one thing which is making the students more dumb is uh, creating complete projects using AI. You have to decide the structure. You have to become an architect rather than becoming just a spectator, right? So you design the systems, you design the architecture, and then you instruct the agents to create the task for you. So what you have to focus. So you have to learn what really matters. If you are just starting out, if you want to get into, let's say, DevOps, so you won't be sitting 40, 50 hours taking a course and learning DevOps, or let's say backend. If you want to learn backend, you won't be sitting for 10, 20, 30 hours and learning backend. No, when I joined the company, my stack was Monstack, but I was transferred to Angular and Java, which I had literally no idea about. But in just 2 to 3 days, I just got a basic idea of how it is done, and then using AI agents, I'm doing the task. So till now, I don't have much idea about Java or Angular, but I'm able to perform tasks. Why? Because I have that system understanding, and that understanding is the most important thing that will drive you. You just need to get a gist of how things are working and how system is working. You have to think like a system, and as I told you earlier, be an architect rather than being a coder. And rather than being a coder, you have to become an engineer. And yeah, this is the most important thing. You have to use AI for learning. I was a guy who didn't have a single bit of interest into AI. I was into OneStack, I was into cloud and DevOps. I was working into that part. But whenever there is any trend going on, especially in this industry when the trends are changing after every 1 or 2 years, you have to catch that trend and you have to work on it. If you just stay, there are many guys out there in my company who are just like, why to use AI agents and why to use tools? We can just do it manually. Those guys are not getting the visibility, the kind of visibility that I'm getting. So you have to catch the trend, and the trend is AI. For the conclusion, the first slide, if you see the conclusion was the first slide was everything about AI, AI, AI. But for conclusion, I would say that 80% of task is AI, but the rest 20%, which is the most important thing, is engineering. You have to engineer things, you have to think like a system, and then you have to instruct the AI to think accordingly. So if I were to say you, everyone has a good camera, but everyone is not a photographer, right? There are some photographers who are earning in millions. They have the same camera as most of the guys out there have, but still, that is the difference. The difference is in the skills and the ability to perform. Um, And one more thing, there is a trend going on that AI will take your jobs and AI will uh, do everything, and there is no need of software developers. But the thing is that AI is transforming jobs rather than taking the jobs. There are around 1.2 million jobs which are created by AI, and only there are 800,000 jobs which has lost due to AI. So it's 400,000 plus jobs are created because of AI. So the scenario is completely different. Just the thing is that if you are not ready to adapt, you'll fall behind, and then AI will definitely take your job. But if you are someone who will flow with AI, then there is nothing to worry. Like it's going, it will go smooth for you. So yeah, this was this was all from my side. If you guys have any question or anything you would like to ask me, I'm more than happy to answer them. The session was limited, like I had 45 to 50 minutes, so I tried to give you a gist of everything so that you have an idea of how things works, and you can just then manually search Google, or you can ask any LLMs regarding the same, and you can implement those. But the main motive was to give you an idea about what is going on in the industries, as most of us are not aware about it. So yeah, that was from me. Anyone?
सर आता जसं की तुम्ही सांगितलं की एआय जे आहे
सर नको
इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये
बोल यार,
भरपूर
अथर्व
बरं
बोल.
चालेल अथर्व बट
हा,
तुम्ही सांगितलं की कसं एआय ना इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये ग्रो होतंय करेक्ट
राईट राईट.
बट मग आपण असं एआय म्हणून पण असं स्वतः म्हणजे कसं ग्रोथ करू शकतो की आपण इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये टिकून राहू ऍज अ इंजिनियर.
राईट राईट. सेम सेम गोष्ट मलाच अशी फील होत होती जेव्हा मी इंटर्नशिप जॉईन केली होती माझी. तेव्हा मला पण तेच भीती होती की सगळेजण एआयचं करताय आणि मला आता एवढं हार्ड याच्यानंतर जॉब भेटलाय, तर मी कसं त्याला टिकून ठेवू. सो द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग वॉज की आपण बघायचं की सध्या काय चालू आहे. सध्या एआय चालू आहे, सध्या जास्त तर एआय टूल्स आणि एजंटिक एआय चालू आहे. तर आपण थोडंसं त्याला अडॅप्ट करायचं. मी फुल स्टॅक डेव्हलपर होतो, मला त्याच्यातच फुल स्टॅकमध्येच इंटरेस्ट होता. पण तरी मी माझं जे इंटरेस्ट होतं ते बाजूला ठेवून थोडंसं टूल्सच्या साईडला गेलो. एआयचे टूल्स बनवणं, एआयचे टूल्स शिप करणं, त्याच्यानंतर कंपनीला इंटरनली पण मी टूल्स दिले वेगळ्या टीम्सला. तर मी त्याच्यात स्विच केलं. कोण स्विच केलं? कारण की त्याची रिक्वायरमेंट होती इंडस्ट्रीला, आणि ज्या आपण अगर इंडस्ट्रीची रिक्वायरमेंट्स फुलफिल करत असेल, देन अँड देन ओनली वी आर सेफ, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. होप दॅट आन्सर्स.
हा सर. हा दादा सॉरी.
एनीवन? विचारा काही डाऊट असला तर. मी तुमच्या सोबतचाच आहे, म्हणजे फोर्थ इयर मध्येच आहे मी आता, जे मोठा नाही झाला अजून एवढा. विचारू शकता. फक्त थोडंसं माहिती आहे मला
हाय
कंपनीबद्दल. हां, बोल ना.
तू म्हणजे कोणत्या कंपनीमध्ये इंटर्नशिप वगैरे केली होती का थर्ड इयर या फोर्थ इयरच्या करत असताना?
सेकंड इयरच्या समर वॅकेशन्समध्ये माझी 2 महिन्याची इंटर्नशिप होती. फुल स्टॅक डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये थर्ड इयरच्या समर वॅकेशन्समध्ये माझी 4 महिन्याची होती. नाही 4 नाही, 6 महिन्याची इंटर्नशिप करत होतो मी. त्याच्यात फुल स्टॅक डेव्हलपर होतो मी, पण त्याच्यात मग मी क्लाउड अँड डेव्हऑप्सवर पण काम केलं होतं. तर हां, सेकंड इयरचे समर वॅकेशन्स, थर्ड इयरचे समर वॅकेशन्स. पण थर्ड इयरवालं 6 महिन्याचं होतं माझं. ते झाल्यानंतर मग ऑगस्टमध्ये मला नाईसमध्ये सिलेक्शन झालं माझं. तर जसं नाईसमध्ये सिलेक्शन झालं, मी ती इंटर्नशिप सोडून दिली मग.
म्हणजे तू इंटर्नशिप करता करता कोर्स वगैरे कम्प्लीट करत होता का कॉलेजचे आपले की म्हणजे गॅप घेतला मध्ये?
नाही नाही, मी
नाही का
सगळं करत
ते
होतो मी.
फ्रीजिंग
हां,
टाइम नसतो का कंपनीचा तसं?
राईट राईट. नाही, इंटर्नशिपचं कसं असते की इंटर्नशिपला एवढं एक्सपेक्टेशन असते तुझ्यापासून की तू 8-8 तास बसेन. नाही, तसं नाही. तू 4-5 तास जरी दिवसाचा देऊ शकला तरी वेल अँड गुड. तर मी कॉलेजचं पण साईड बाय साईड करायचो, आणि इंटर्नशिपचं पण करायचो. आता ऑगस्टच्या मंथमध्ये मला 22 ऑगस्टला लागली नाही, तर जे ऑगस्टचे 22 दिवस होते तेव्हा मला कॉलेजचे कोर्सेस पण करायचे होते फोर्थ इयरच्या स्टार्टिंगमध्ये. त्याच्यानंतर मला प्लेसमेंटची पण प्रिपरेशन करायची होती, आणि मला इंटर्नशिपचं पण काम करायचं होतं. पण मग तेच की इंटर्नशिपचं काम फक्त 4-5 तासाचं असते दिवसाचं. तर मग मी ते रात्री 11-12 वाजता बसायचो. रात्री 12 ते 3-4 वाजेपर्यंत मी इंटर्नशिपचं काम करायचो ऑनलाईन. माझी रिमोट होती ना म्हणून. अगर ऑफलाईन इंटर्नशिप असेल तुझी, तर मग कॉलेजला सांगायचं. कॉलेज अटेंडन्सचं तुझं क्रायटेरिया थोडंसं हे करते, कन्सिडर करते. अजून
चालेल.
कोणी?
ऐका ना, आपण
हां,
इंटर्नशिप करता करता कॉलेज करू शकतो ना?
कोणच्या इयरमध्ये आहे तू?
आता मी सध्या तरी फर्स्ट इयर मध्ये आहे, पण मी आता कसं ड्रॉपर होतो त्याच्या आधी मी केलं होतं थोडस.
अच्छा अच्छा, हां हां. फर्स्ट इयर मध्ये कन्सिडर नाही करत, सेकंड इयर मध्ये पण कन्सिडर नाही करत. सेकंड इयरच्या समर वॅकेशन्सच्या नंतर मे बी कन्सिडर करतील. बट इंटर्नशिप कसं आहे माहिती आहे, इंटर्नशिप फोर्थ इयर मध्ये एक्सपेक्ट करतात कॉलेज, रॅदर दॅन सेकंड इयर थर्ड इयर मध्ये करण्यापेक्षा. सेकंड आणि थर्ड इयर मध्ये इंटर्नशिप समर मध्येच करतात, वॅकेशन्स मध्ये. बट अगर तुला खरं मध्ये इंटर्नशिप असेल, म्हणजे तुला भेटत असेल चांगली इंटर्नशिप आणि तुला तिकडे शिकायला भेटत असेल, तर मग तुला थोडेसे एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स टाकावं लागेल. कॉलेज अटेंडन्स वगैरे कन्सिडर नाही करत फर्स्ट आणि सेकंड इयरमध्ये तरी. थर्ड इयरचा आता करतील आय गेस, पण फर्स्ट आणि सेकंड तर करतच नाही. अजून काही? यार विचारा भाई प्रश्न. मी फर्स्ट इयर मध्ये मी लिटरली म्हणजे दर 2-3 दिवसाला कोणत्या ना कोणत्या सिनियरला पकडायचो, त्याला विचारायचो असं करू का, ते करू का, हे करू का. म्हणजे विचारा, असा आयडिया घ्या थोडा.
माझे डाऊट संपले आता. मला 2-3 डाऊट होते, मी केले क्लिअर.
अच्छा, ग्रेट. सो
आपण
एनीवन
ऍज अ
हॅव एनी अदर
बॅक
डाउट्स?
फ्रंट एंड या बॅक एंडच्या हिशोबाने आपण लागू शकतो ना इंटर्नशिप साठी.
हा, लागू शकतो. सध्या जास्त तर जॉब्स याच्यातच आहे, सॉफ्टवेअर डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये जास्त जॉब्स आहे. म्हणजे 60-70% जॉब्स तू बघशील ना इंटर्नशिपसाठी, ते फुल स्टॅकमध्येच आहे, फ्रंट एंड बॅक एंड. बट गोष्ट अशी आहे ना, की तू पूर्ण आता प्लेन फ्रंट एंड बॅक एंड करून मला जॉब लागला होता रे सेकंड इयरमध्ये, कारण की माझ्या वेळेस एजंटिक AI वगैरे नव्हतं. आता जे काम इंटर्न करू राहिला ना 4-5 तासात, ते काम 2 मिनिटात होते एजंटच्या हेल्पनं. तर तुला
हा
इंटर्नशिप तर लागून जाईल, पण मग तुला एवढं असं शिकायला नाही भेटणार. तुला अगर इंटर्नशिप वगैरे चांगलं शिकण्याचं पाहिजे असेल, तर फुल स्टॅक त्याच्यात थोडंसं क्लाउड वगैरे टाक, किंवा डेव्हऑप्सचं कर थोडंफार, किंवा AIचं कर, डेटाचं कर, त्याच्यात तुला शिकायला भेटेल. बट तू अगर प्लेन फुल फ्रंट एंड बॅक एंड करशील, तर तुला शिकायला नाही भेटणार आता काही एवढं, कारण की त्याची रिक्वायरमेंटच नाही इंडस्ट्रीला. रिक्वायरमेंट आहे, बट मग एजंटिक रिक्वायरमेंट आहे.
ओके, चालेल. ऐक ना, अरे आमचं ना एक लेक्चर आहे DWचं, मग अगर झाला असेल तर आपण लिव्ह करू शकतो ना
कशाचं? DWचा?
हो हो चालेल.
DWचं. हा
हा, लिव्ह करू शकतो. ओके, येस येस, मी जास्त टाइम घेतो वाटते.
Just
नाही नाही,
just
जास्त
wait
नाही.
for a second.
येस.
ओके
एक
मॅम.
मिनिट, just wait for a second, students. Atharva, I am thankful to you for giving such a nice session and clearing the doubts and giving the useful information to students. That was the very interactive session. I attended it as well, and it was really amazing. Yes,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you. I hope you guys understood. I didn't have much idea that you are first year students.
He will be in campus. You can have the interaction with him as well. We can
Yeah,
arrange the
sure.
session, offline session
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. I can
Yes.
be in the campus maybe in the next week. So maybe we can.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Let us end
Yep.
the session. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I hope I could have put more some value. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
थँक्यू दादा.